the Philadelphia Eagles by way of New Jersey. You already know, man. Shout out to my first-time viewers. Shout out to my last-time viewers. Shout out to the people that's viewing this video rather religiously. Matter of fact, I don't even think y'all heard me. Let me say it over. Hold on, I got gum in my mouth and shit. All right, let me say it over. Yeah. What's going on, man? It's your boy, Hype Fan Eagle, representing the Philadelphia Eagles by way of New Jersey. You already know, man. Shout out to my first-time viewers. Shout out to my last-time viewers. Shout out to the people that's viewing this video, whether religiously or in passing. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you will be notified when I go on live. These last 2 days, we were supposed to do Unsportsmanlike Talk Show. So, sorry for that. Listen, I apologize for that. I will try to make up Unsportsmanlike Talk Show on a Sunday this week. So we might have to do a back-to-back, a Sunday and a Tuesday, just for y'all. You know what I mean? The new year, you know, hopefully y'all had a very good New Year's Eve and a very good New Year day. You know what I'm saying? We were supposed to do it Tuesday and yesterday, but unfortunately, the new year kicked in and, you know, things happen. You know what I'm saying? Things happen. But we definitely going to make it up to y'all. You know what I mean? So without further ado, let's get right into it, man. Saquon Barkley is not active on, I believe the team plays Saturday. I don't believe no team plays Sunday. I believe all the teams play Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. I will have to probably watch the replay for that because I will be at work. I will be at work on Saturday. So actually that's good because that way on Sundays I can start, you know, making some extra money, start door dashing and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I can get right to it for real. So, yeah, man, Saquon Barkley is not active, and I'm going to paraphrase some of his words that he has said. Basically, he was saying that, you know, winning right now is more important than a rush record. Winning a playoff game is more important than a rush record. You know, so that's pretty much everything in a nutshell of what he's saying. Although I agree, I still would have liked him for, you know, I still would have liked for him to, you know, to go out and get the rushing record. You know what I mean? Because playoff success is not guaranteed. But what's guaranteed for real is you getting that rushing record. And that goes down in the history books. Eric Dickerson rushing record, you know, it stood the test of time for 40 years. Yours can stand the test of time for another 40 years, you know? And that's something that I think that he will ultimately regret in the long run is, yo, he should have got that rushing record. Because let's say if we don't have playoff success, where does that put you? I mean, you still etched in the history book as far as you the number 8th or the 9th player who actually reached 2,000 yards. But still, though, you're not number 1. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I understand that you want to win, and sometimes I know there is an injury risk. But every time you touch that ball, every time you play football, there is an injury risk. There is an injury risk. So I would have went. Listen. There was teammates behind him ready to get that record for him, you know, especially the offensive linemen. You know, like everybody pretty much on the offensive side was ready for Saquon Barkley to get that record. You know what I mean? Because they wanted to be on the side of, yo, I was there when he got it. You know, I blocked for him when he got that record. I was a wide receiver and I blocked for him when he got that record. I was a quarterback and I handed him off the ball when he got that record. You know, you also want to be etched in stone along with Saquon Barkley in the history books. So sometimes it's okay to be selfish, especially, you know, with how the NFL go, especially business-wise. It's okay to be selfish sometimes, you know what I mean? It's okay to be selfish. So I feel like he should have went to go get it. And like I said, the risk of injury can happen at any game, you know what I mean? What if let's knock on wood, let's knock on the steering wheel. What if we go into the next game, you know, the playoff game, and he gets injured on the first play, or the first 5 plays, or the first quarter? Then, you know what I mean? You would have risked it all then. So why not? You know what I mean? It's football at the end of the day. Play football. Go get that record, man. But, you know, it's not up to us. It's not up to us fans. You know, it's not us to. It's not up to us casual viewers of football to make that decision. It is up to the organization, Howie Roseman, Nick Sirianni, Jeffrey Lurie, all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? We don't have no say so. Only thing we can do is just give our opinions. Another update is that Jalen Hurts isn't playing. Also, they are sitting him down. He's still in concussion protocol. I think he is good, but they want to make sure that him and the likes of Saquon Barkley and AJ Brown and Smitty and everybody else, they get the proper rest. I also was a proponent of letting them go get their reps in, you know, at least a quarter. So if you don't want to do the half, at least a quarter, you know what I mean? Let them get warmed up. Let them get, you know what I mean, some momentum going into the playoff game. You know what I mean? We don't know who we playing yet. It could be Green Bay, could be Washington, you know? It could be Green Bay or Washington. Either way, you know, those are going to be tough games in the playoffs. Washington is not a cakewalk. You know, they can turn up anytime. And Green Bay is not a cakewalk. They can turn up anytime. So the playoff stakes are very, very high. The playoff stakes are very, very high at this point. You know what I'm saying? And we got to start locking down, you know. Dallas Goedert, his 21-day practice window has opened. His 21-day practice window has opened. So, you know, I assume or I believe that he will be back. He will be back during the first playoff game. During the first playoff game. Everybody will be well rested. You know what I mean? I'm talking about whoever's dealing with something, whoever's injured, you know what I mean? The Kobe Dean, I assume he will be back. You know, a couple of linemen, you know, we definitely need our linemen to get well rested. Mekhi Becton always get hurt every other game. You know what I mean? Lane Johnson, he gets nicked up for it. But, you know, who else? Landon Dickinson always getting nicked up. You know what I mean? So for the most part, who needs to stay healthy and who needs to get healthy is our offensive linemen. Our offensive linemen, you know what I mean? Like I said, I don't know who will be playing that wild card weekend. A lot of teams are, you know, it comes down to the decision of this last week. I believe Washington got to win. If they win, I don't know if we play them or not. If we got to win, y'all let me know in the comments if we got to play Washington or not, if they win. Detroit and the Minnesota Vikings, they fight for that number 1 seed. Whoever wins get that number 1 seed. If Detroit lose, they're gonna have an uphill battle in the playoffs because they need as much rest as possible. You know what I mean? I don't know about Minnesota. I don't know if they are healthy or not. From the looks of it, they fairly look healthy. You know what I mean? They look healthy. But Detroit, they need all the rest. Honestly, I'm rooting for Minnesota to get that number 1 seed. I'm rooting for Minnesota to get that number 1 seed. I need Detroit to go in the playoffs how they are right now. Tired, exhausted, without nobody. Like, I don't need them to get the ball rolling. You know what I mean? If they get the ball rolling, honestly, I got more faith in them than Minnesota. You feel what I'm saying? So, we'll see about that. The Philadelphia Eagles, I feel like we are in prime position right now. I feel like we are better off with that number 2 seed because us not playing nobody, us not playing the Giants for real, like, I don't know if we're going to win or lose. I know the Giants are going to come out there swinging because they have a lot of people who's trying to, you know, secure a job for next year or put something on tape for next year. So they might be playing hard. I don't know if we're going to win or lose to the Giants. Either way, it don't matter for us. We already locked up the NFC East. You know what I'm saying? More than likely, we locked up the number 2 seed. You feel what I'm saying? Because we are the winners of that division. You know what I mean? So, you know, this us playing the Giants and resting our starters, this is our bye week. You know what I mean? Of course, we don't get that NFC East divisional conference bye week, but this is our bye week for the starters. So I feel like we will be going into the playoffs very, very healthy. You know what I mean? We'll be going to the playoffs very good. And that's something to keep in mind. You know what I mean? That's something to keep track of. You know what I mean? That's something to keep track of, and, you know, to feel like, okay, cool. This is our bye week. We're going in healthy. You know what I mean? A.J. Brown could, you know, he can get some treatment on that knee. You know what I mean? Saquon Barkley, although I want him to get the rushing yards, I believe that it is safe for him to actually rest his body. You know what I mean? He already got 2K, something that he never done in his life. He already got more carries than he ever had, and you know, than he ever did with the Giants. So that is something good. You know what I mean? He already accomplished a lot. He already broke the Eagles' rushing record. You know what I mean? That was held by LaShawn McCoy. So you know, listen, it's a lot of positive things coming out this resting the starters, and, you know, taking this Giants game as a bye week for the starters. You know what I mean? It's a lot of positive. You know what I mean? So you still going. You know what I mean? We're still in the season with the best defense in the league, arguably the best offense in the league. You know what I mean? Arguably the best wide receiver tandem in the league, the best running back in the league. You know, arguably the best quarterback in the division. You know what I mean? Arguably the best quarterback in the divisional conference. So it's a lot to look at. You know, I will be posting season highlights in my shorts, part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, and I will give I will do a pre-recorded season season how can I say it? All together season video. You know what I mean? Pretty much a roundup of how the season started versus how the season ended. I will do an important video like that. It's going to be pre-recorded because I got to edit it. You know what I mean? I want to make sure that everything is right. I got to take my notes, you know what I mean, of everything that I want to say, of how the season started, the narratives of the beginning of the season towards the end of the season. You know what I mean? I got to incorporate a little bit of video and everything like that. I might get copyrighted, I might get flagged, but I don't know. I got to see a way around it. You know what I mean? I gotta actually do voiceovers and stuff like that. So that's what I want to do, and I also want to incorporate from game 1 to game 2 in my shorts. You know what I'm saying? Part 1, part 2, part 3, whatever, how many parts it take. As far as on the offense and the defensive side, I definitely got to incorporate that in my shorts. So please stay tuned. There's going to be a lot of work from this week all the way to next week. Hopefully the shorts video will drop next week as I go along. But like I said, Sunday, Unsportsmanlike Talk Show will resume. I got to give a special for y'all since we missed this week. And it will resume on Tuesday between 8:30 and 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. Also, tune into the Patreon. The Patreon is every Monday. Tap into the Patreon at Dolo Solo 103 TV. That is DOLO 103 TV. DOLO money sign OLO 103 TV. That is, you know, on a Patreon. We put out a free episode on my other YouTube channel at Dolo Solo 103 TV. Dolo Solo 103 TV. The link will be in the description. Everything will be in the description. But yeah, man, that's it. Until Saturday when we play, you know what I mean, make sure y'all continue to have a happy new year, you know what I mean? Change up a couple things, you know what I mean? Make sure that you are able to receive your blessings. Do not ignore your blessings. Make sure that you are open to taking a blessing, you know what I mean? I don't really go off of a New Year's resolution. But I just want to say, you know, make sure that you focus more into whatever you got to focus on. Take things a little bit more serious. Also, be objective to a lot of things and be a little bit more open-minded. You know what I mean? Don't be closed-minded, because closed-minded and closed mouths don't get fed on this boulevard. You know what I mean? Until then, See y'all Saturday night when I do another video, man. This is your boy Hype Fan Eagle representing the Philadelphia Eagles by way of New Jersey. I'm out, gang.